Hello, I'm Jacqueline Kirkham. I'm here at Formby Bookstore. I've been invited along by Bob and Tony to interview the author, James Rice, who's written this book, Alice and the Fly. Thanks for coming on, James.
That's all right.
I believe this is your debut novel.
It is, yeah. Yeah, first one. It's just come out 15th of January, so it's only a week old.
A week.
Yeah, it was a week today. Yeah.
And you've already started getting quite a few really good reviews, haven't you?
Yeah, got some good ones. Yeah, Independent and Mail on Sunday and various magazine stuff. So that's all very
brilliant that they're all really taking notice, and everyone that I've had a look at on the internet have been compelling people to read the book. So
yeah, loads of book bloggers as well who are like amazing people. They just kind of do it for the love of it, and a lot of them have really got behind it, so that's really nice.
It's encouraging, isn't it?
It's really
so
nice.
for a first novel, has it encouraged you to write a second novel then?
Yes, yeah. Well, I've already been working on the second one for a while now, but it's obviously it gives you a tremendous boost to hear that people like it, and that there might be, even just a few people out there who would want to read a second one.
So how does it feel then, with it being your first book, when you come into bookstores like this and see your book on the shelves?
It's a very surreal kind of experience.
After all the hard work.
Yeah, because there's that gap from when you write it to when it actually comes out, and because you do move on to other things, it's like you've distanced from it in a way, and then suddenly it's there, and it's like a physical object, whereas you're used to just being a load of words, and it is very strange.
When you actually see it with its cover, and
it's a very nice cover as well that they've done with it, so it's very striking. So it's not what I pictured at all, actually, but I think it's a lot better than what I pictured.
Well, it tackles quite a weighty subject, really, with mental health issues, the book.
Yeah.
It's quite a heavy subject to tackle, but I think the way that it has been approached makes it very entertaining. Well, and the mental health issue doesn't become the actual subject. That's just like
that was always the intention. It does have those issues in it, but it's not. I don't want them to take over the book. I want it to be very much about the main character,
it just
and
flavours the character, gives
his life, and kind of how I wanted him to have his own personality and not just be kind of a sort of mental health issue in himself. If you see what I mean.
No. Well, in the character Greg, he comes across as being kind of very considerate.
Yeah.
The way he thinks about his mum and things like that within the book, and his journey, as he unravels, because we're reading about him through his diary.
Yeah.
It becomes very personal to us, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, that sort of no one else kind of sees this side of him apart from you as the reader, which I think is quite a nice kind of way of doing it, because I think a book is quite a personal thing.
Yeah.
Like you are kind of stepping inside someone's head in any book,
Well, because it was written as a diary, for me personally, I felt like I was being a bit too voyeuristic with him. I felt like I was nipping into his bedroom and finding out exactly what he'd been getting up to during the day.
Well, that's good then. I guess that makes it kind of feel authentic.
Oh, it really
that
did.
kind of thing.
But when you've got the diary entries, and you also just play that against the script with the police officer, it makes you realise that something bad's just round the corner or happened, and it compels you in to read about it.
Yeah, that was the idea. Yeah, it's kind of always about feeding little bits of information to kind of keep you guessing as to where it's going, but so that it's going somewhere.
2 days. That's all it took me to read this
Really?
book. Yeah.
That's a good.
I couldn't stop. It did pull me in, and I found the character Greg cared about him, and I don't know whether that was because of the way it'd been written. It was very, very well done. I felt like I knew him. I really didn't want him to get beat up by the people in the pit, and that type of thing.
Yeah.
But also I related to him quite a bit as well, because he was a bit of a loner. I was a bit of a loner at school, and his little crush. And I think anyone, when they were young, if they wrote a diary, would probably relate to Greg, even though if they don't even have his problems.
Yeah, I think it's very much a story for people who kind of feel like an outcast, and
there's loads of us.
I know. Seems like all the best people seem to have felt like that at some point. So that was the idea. That it's I'm glad that you read it so quickly as well. Like my brother said that he read it in a day.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought at first I was a bit annoyed, like I've spent like years writing this and you've read it in a day, but it's a compliment really.
Well, there was a way, in a way I kind of felt like I would have liked to have spent longer reading it, because the way it is written is so beautifully done. You do feel like you want to spend a little bit of time, reading it. But then the story's so compelling. To be honest, I was really tempted to just stay up one night and, keep reading. But I thought, no, I'll have to go to sleep.
Well, that's good.
No, that's brilliant. So I'm really actually looking forward to your next book coming out as well.
Oh, thank you.
Have you got...
Me too.
I always ask the same question to everybody
Yeah.
who I interview who've made a debut novel. Have you got any advice to budding authors out there?
Yeah, my advice is... I've been asked this a couple of times in this week, and it's always just... It's the same thing that everyone says, but it's just to keep at it, because it does take an insanely long amount of time. And
you say that though, but you look dead young. I don't know whether it's once you get to the wrong side of 40, you think everyone looks young, like policemen and everything.
Well, I started it when I was 22, so and now I'm 27, so that was that's 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years of your
life.
And
so obviously it's obviously it's been finished for over a year and a bit now, but it still took like probably about 3.5 years to write. But I think if you just accept that it takes time, and that you can get there, because like people do, like the way I always looked at it is, there are people out there who are authors. Why can't I just be one of them?
Yeah,
like
no,
they exist.
Right,
it's not like
totally
it's not
right
like
attitude.
trying to be a unicorn or something.
No.
Authors exist. You can be one.
Yeah.
You've just got to believe in yourself, I think.
No, I like that.
And also publishers are looking for, they want to find authors as much as you want to be published. So, just keep sending it to them, and hopefully you'll get somewhere.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for the interview.
That's okay.
And good
No
luck
worries.
with the next one.